Hi everyone, and welcome back to Kirkham A Movie A Day. It's been a while since I've done one of these video reviews, and I had a film today that I thought would be pretty appropriate for that. The film is a little bit of a surprise. It's one of those Liam Neeson action films. It's called Retribution, and if you look at the title, you might expect Liam Neeson to be killing a bunch of people. That's not exactly what happens. I'm not exactly sure that the title is descriptive of the movie, and it might be a little bit misleading. That doesn't mean, however, that the movie doesn't have its value. In fact, I think there's quite a bit of it that is relatable, that you can enjoy. There's some good suspense pieces to it. It falls apart a little bit in the last act, because let's face it, from the very beginning you figure out who the bad guy is, and so that takes a little bit of the sting out of what's going to be coming along. Basically, Liam Neeson, who has made these action films for dozens of years now and is usually pretty reliable as an action star, especially after Taken, where he had a certain set of skills, including a lot of martial arts type of skills and fighting skills. This is a movie that doesn't do any of that. He apparently is getting on in age and has decided that the best way to get through a movie like that is to sit down through the whole film. And that's essentially what happens here. This is a variation of the concept of Speed, where you have to stay in the car and you can't get out because there's a bomb. And the bomb in the car is a potential story ender, of course, but it's being used to kind of force Neeson's character to act out in a variety of ways and do things that he doesn't understand why he's doing them. And of course, his kids end up being in jeopardy because he's taking them to school. There's a strained relationship between him and his older boy. It doesn't look like his whole relationships are working very well at all. So that's not a surprise. That's kind of standard boilerplate sort of stuff to keep us involved and engaged. Like I said, I think the thing that's most interesting about the film is the scenario and the tension that it builds up. We aren't exactly sure what's going on until we get later into the film. There are a couple of fun moments in the movie. There's not a lot of humor, but there are some nice side tracks that we go down that you might appreciate and enjoy a little bit. It's pretty efficient. It comes from some of the same filmmakers that have made the recent Liam Neeson films. I think that you will enjoy what's going on here, but like I said, it's not an action-packed kind of film. It's a suspense film with Liam Neeson. There are some explosions that happen in the course of the film, and there is, of course, a climax that happens at the end of the film, so there's a little bit of action there. But most of the time we're talking about car chases and very limited kinds of car chases because he's only being chased a couple of times. Sometimes he's just trying to do what is being asked of him, sort of like carry through the directions that a kidnapper would be doing if they were trying to get a payoff. And that's ultimately what the movie is. It turns out to not be about any political agenda. There is an economic interest that goes on here. And Beth Davidtz, who was with Liam Neeson in Schindler's List, plays his wife in this particular film, and she's fine. She's not really a big part of the story, but she works pretty well as a love interest at the beginning, and then kind of a conflict during the film. The two kids are pretty good. I like the little girl. I thought she was very solid for the part that she was in. And there, like I said, there are a couple of little bits and pieces here and there that might provoke you and excite you a little bit about the movie. But I was just surprised. I said, here's a guy who's getting paid for sitting down for an hour and 40 minutes, and that's really what's happening here. He doesn't chase anybody. He doesn't run anybody down. He doesn't find them and use his certain set of skills to accomplish those things. He does do a couple of clever things in the film, but mostly they have to do with the telephone and taking pictures and figuring out what's going on and the best way to handle something. We get a conflicted Europol investigator at the end who really is suspicious because the whole idea of the film is to set up Neeson as the fall guy for some kind of crime that's going on that we have to figure out. It like I said, it gets a little convoluted at the end, but I think if you like Liam Neeson movies, if you're looking for a suspense film, slightly different tack on this one. Like I said, don't expect him to be karate chopping, shooting anybody, because that's not what happens in this movie. It's completely different than that. A mild recommendation from me. It's not essential. It's not one of the better ones. And if you're looking for a revenge film, wait till next week because we've got Denzel Washington, and I guarantee you he's going to kill a bunch of people. All right, we'll catch you next time. Bye.